Hello there, YouTube. This is Sibbles and Bits back at it again. Today we are doing another Inkbound daily. Today is the solo daily for November 22nd. Today we will be playing Star Captain, going from Radiant Market to Silent Promenade, and then up against Argoloth. Seem to really be piling on the Star Captain, at least the last 2 days. Start with 2 random bindings could potentially be terrible for us. As we saw yesterday, getting stuck with just Star Captain's kit can be pretty suffer. So depending on what 2 bindings they give us, that's obviously going to even more clearly define what our strengths and weaknesses are. Eager Foes is kind of spicy because, well, Star Captain doesn't necessarily handle AoE pretty well. Like, they have Cryoclasm, right? That hits a lot of things, but it doesn't really kill a lot of things. So after you take out Cryoclasm and maybe their drone on top of Cryoclasm, they're stuck with Chalazer, which only hits 2 enemies at a time. Maybe you ascend it to 3. So we're really going to be relying on whatever our drafted bindings are. Hopefully that'll solve AoE for us and single target. And then of course the last mod is new to the most recent update. Random mimics appear on each Guardian and Villain encounter. Now, those of you who played back in Season 2 may remember that this used to be a T20 mod, or rank, I believe they call them now again. It's a rank 20 mod, so it used to be that at the end of your progression in ranked mode, you would start to see mimics on every villain encounter. Now, obviously, they've pulled those back into Guardian or Guardian fights, and well, I mean, it's not a T20 mod anymore, but the other thing to note is that dailies are somewhere between Tier 10 and Tier 20, just because of all the mods that are in play. But yeah, that'll be interesting. Obviously, kind of all deficits here. They're going to give us Talons of Sin, which is +1 Venomous set. Interesting. And we have Pilfer and Quicken. None of these things actually help us with AoE. Okay, so we need to figure out something. Obviously, something can be figured out because people were doing pretty well in the runs yesterday. I forgot to look at top scores, but it was like 46,000, which is relatively good considering the constraints that we were up against. So we need to try and manage our way into something that's actually going to, well, help us. Could see that possibly being Ink Needle Compass that can go into Venomous with, what is it, Trader's Dagger in green. Possibly go Enchanted just to get some extra damage here because both our Frostbite and our Cryoclasm Chalazer are magic. So that's plus 15% damage. But we also get plus 20% damage due to the offensive mode Omni damage. So that's kind of nice. The problem is that we don't deal any real damage. So maybe getting plus 15 magic damage isn't really what we're looking for. Same thing could be argued for crits. I could see re-rolling this. I just don't know what we're trying to re-roll into. Yeah, I really, like, maybe we try going into Whittling Mitts. I don't think that that's the case. Poison Thorn would give us a ability to apply poison, plus it would also give us Venomous 2. That's a possibility. What do we got over here? This isn't really exciting either. I'm actually willing to re-roll this right now. -1 base cooldown. I can actually deal with that. Getting this down to a 2-turn cooldown just means that we can use it every single turn. Vigorous Quicken is also somewhat notable too. I'm not disrespecting that. I just need something that's actually going to get me through this early game. Could now see Stroke of Genius now that this is going to be applying to every turn. We'd still need like a purple to add +60 to the outer edge in order for this to actually like start popping off, but I really don't know, man. We'll go ahead and we'll re-roll. Might be the wrong move. None of these are saying Poison Thorn. Guess I'll take out Lodworks as a pivot. It's not too bad. Gives us damage. Take this Tarnish Vault ×2. Despite us re-rolling, we're going to be just fine on money. We don't really have to worry about that. I hate these pots so much. They have so much HP. This Jabber is actually going to attack us and heal everybody. It's like the worst. Well, I really don't want to waste this crit. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Mercurial. Then hit you. Come over here, grab this, and then I think... Like, I'll be honest with you, we're going to suffer just trying to get turn 2 here. And that's Star Captain. Oh man, this is such a rough fight 1. Wondering if it's best to steal money instead of just deal like a little bit of damage here. Guess it's not a little bit of damage. Like, that's actually a sizable amount of damage. You're still not really lining up for me to be able to do anything with this. It's a little rude. We're going to take 2 damage. And 2 turns. Let that not be forgotten. What? Well, that's a nasty bug. We're gonna take another turn. Yeah. So, again, I'm kind of willing to go into Precision simply because it's kind of going into this Venomous set here. Certainly not seeing any of that here. Survivor Bonsai is a little early. Theoretically could lose a bit, but it's also not doing... It's literally doing nothing for us besides buffing our drone damage. That's Rosy Thorn. So we're going to go ahead and take 8 Needle Compass, get some crit chance for our crit damage. Then of course Boiling Muck might do something. I desperately need more damage. So we're going to take Mug. think this is a sea breach here. We desperately need something that's going to help us. Increasing the rarity of future rewards. It's certainly early enough to where we could take this. I feel almost like a random rare stat boost might be better though. We use most do we use most stats? We use magic. We'll obviously take omni damage. We'll take HP. We'll take shielding. We'll take poison. We'll take frostbite. We don't use burn. Spikes. And bleed isn't actually a stat. And then, of course, any, like, crit chance would be great. Guess movement speed was also on there. This is tempting. I'm not sure that frostbite damage is actually good for us. This would put our frostbite at what? It would be at 45 plus 25%. It's kind of notable. Like, due to that, it's almost always going to be, like, double normal frostbite damage, 60 per hit. At that point, we start looking at some somewhat respectable damage. Like, we have to install the frostbite to begin with, but after that, it's doing, like, kind of good. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards this max HP here. Was really hoping for blue crit chance. That would have been a huge deal. Uncommon augment. I'm kind of feeling that more than a glyph globe right now. We need our skills to start doing stuff. This will actually reduce our cooldowns. I think I'm alright with that. Now pick this up. If I swap, this will do 160 damage. Oh, I don't have enough to do that. Okay. Hoi! This just isn't going well all around. Taking a ton of damage. This pot's just going to start hitting us for global every single turn. We don't like that. We're taking tons of extraneous turns here. Like, the only copium that we can really take here is that we are an endgame build, but with crit and all that. But, tell you what, we certainly aren't doing it here. And again, getting stuck with pretty much just Star Captain. Really doesn't help that. Wouldn't mind increasing this or decreasing this cooldown here. Reducing more cooldown, huh? I kind of like that more than absolute zero. We can also reduce the cost of this, which would make that feel pretty frickin' good, especially against Argoloth. Does that mean that it's Frosty Cryoclasm? I'm not necessarily sure about that. Vigorous Quicken would allow us to trade some HP. Maybe that's the ticket. Vigorous Quicken, and then I believe we can get that reduced to 0 cost. Yeah, not too certain about that. Let's just reduce the cooldown of our nuke. I'll be honest, take me to another Sea Breach. Yeah, I'll spend, actually we won't spend 100 Quillings for that. Just give me an uncommon Vestige. Darby Replicator does something. Gets us closer to Expert Binder, which would be quite helpful. I do want Vaults now, though, because we're going up to another, a Smelter. That kind of helps. It's going to be good for our endgame. Huh. I think I take this. Then I hit you with this. This doesn't quite kill. Like, I could hit that. That seems like a waste, though, especially if our cooldown. Maybe instead I'm supposed to hit you with this. Yeah, that's highly likely. Get down here. This is pretty suffer. You're going to perish after this, though, so that's pretty good. I can steal from you. Oh, I can't steal from you because I can't get anywhere near you. I cannot kill you because if I do... Oh, I guess the treasure pot isn't an enemy? Another random enemy, and it's telling me who it is. Never mind. So we're fine. We really need to reduce the cost of this, like, pronto. Oh. Yeah, our score's just getting absolutely brutalized. Maybe it is time for us to go into Frostbite. Maybe we were supposed to take Frostbite before. Kind of hard to feel that way, though, when we're still actively getting bopped. I will re-roll this. I'll take another Moss Spyglass, why not? Frozen Statue. We are trading a lot. I still don't feel like that's right. I can kind of get behind a Sea Trickle. Simply for grinding purposes. See what we have in the shop, though. There might be something much better than that. Vengeful Infusion will help with the boss. There's our Trader's Dagger. So we can go ahead and take that. We could grind our Outlawed Works. That would basically put us at exactly where we're at right now. We would still have Precision 4, Precision 5 actually. So I suppose maybe grinding one of these Moss Spyglasses. I'm not sure that that's actually like the correct move though. I feel like we almost need it. So we ground Outlawed Works, get our movement back, buy a Trader's Dagger, and we're probably looking relatively good at that point. And then more Sentinel drone damage? That might need to be done, honestly. Can't really reroll. Okay. Every 25 enemies defeated with poison permanently increases this amount by 1. Inflict 2 poison the first time on hitting an enemy. Okay. Magma Miner, huh? Not exactly what I was looking forward to. This'll do, though. And I'm gonna go wild. Stand right there. Okay. Make sure to hit that. There's no reason not to. Let's get another drone in. You're just barely not dying. That's a little annoying. Guess we're gonna do that. Perfect. Two extra turns. Health loss doesn't matter. I would absolutely love to take Stimulate here. Freezing Ray, we could Freezing Ray twice, then Long Winter, but then that doesn't really do much for us. Stimulate at least gives us Omni damage. I think that's around where we're... Oh, thank you. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Actual damage. Okay, I think that we can get rid of a Moss Spyglass. Hopefully a second Moss Spyglass. That might be a mistake. And I don't think that we can yet get rid of Darby Replicator. That'll give us some space. The sad truth is that Precision 6 actually won't do much for us besides the actual like crit stats and the damage. Otherwise, reducing something down to 0. This can't crit, this can't crit. This can crit now, so that'd be kind of nice to be able to just spam this on an enemy. But, yeah, it's just weird. Not really the situation I'd like to be in. Heroic Vault seems great. Go ahead, give me this. Starting to think that our 8 HP, it might save us in the end by keeping us above 50 versus the boss. But I think that maybe increased rarity was where we were supposed to go. Let's leave that there. Okay. Another Sea Trickle. We could grind it for Ancient Wisdom and some Reaver. We are actually starting to get up into like the crit zone there. Expert Binder would allow us to get quick and off cooldown more often. That's kind of about it. 2 drones at the start of each turn means that we don't have to use this skill ever again. Little funky, but might be the ticket. I honestly think that a second Sea Trickle is what it's going to be, though. Shielding? Okay. This is our Precision 6, plus we have a Bastion, have the opportunity of getting even more shielding. We really don't We could go to the hovel and maybe drop our ink needle compass, but it would probably have to be for something that we can actually use. We could replace this Darby replicator with something. Otherwise, Trader's Dagger is kind of important to the build, somewhat. Getting access to another Venomous would be good at this point. Maybe another Trader's Dagger, actually. Let's go to the Sea Breach, figure out what we got going on here. We could go to a Glyph node. If we go to a Glyph node, we should be able to take this. Like, this is not really that spectacular, really. Like, obviously having 3 Trader's Daggers would be, I guess, ecstatic. But, like, what are we really doing with that? I guess we could replace Boiling Muck. We could replace Ink Needle Compass. And then we could replace Darby Replicator. And then we also get pretty close to Venomous 6. I suppose, if we're already losing, let's go hard. Although, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I almost want to, like, grab 3 more Sea Trickles. It would be terrible. Unless... Alright. What? It actually did give me another Sea Trickle. Oh, because it actually pushed out. Okay. I gotta make everything pretty. Hold up. Trader's Dagger. Trader's Dagger. Ink Needle Compass. Hammer. Sea Trickle, Sea Trickle. Oh, there's another Trader's Dagger here. Of course. Because I multiplied by 3. Do I actually want that over the Ink Needle Compass? Probably. Darby Replicator. Do I want that over the Sea Trickle? Probably. Well, it's too late now. Wow. No crits. Come a little bit closer, sir. Not you. Oh, yeah. How are you guys not that close? Well, I can't take damage, so I do have to kill you. Oh, there's one of you up here. What the heck? Okay, if I just dispatch you, we're fine. Only way to do that is with this. That's a little Keck W. Seems pretty good. Okay. We cannot reduce our cooldown, so we're just going to go ahead and bop that. Alright, we're finally here. Shock Commander's probably the best thing that we got here, simply because we have somewhat of a nuke. If we're going to crit, this is going to deal currently 1.5 more damage on top of the magic damage that's already in there. That'd be about 350 damage. That's 175 to everything. That does take care of most swarmers. So that seems pretty good. Otherwise, we could take Arctic Commander just for the lulls and to finally take it. But no, we're gonna try to take good skills, like we already did our memeing down here. On turn start, full cost discount. I actually like that. I really like that. Magic Quicken isn't bad. This saves a will a turn. Shielding Crowd Classing would probably like really hit the spot, but I'm not too convinced by that. Maybe we just take Potential Laser. Please take me to a double grinder. None of these are looking good. I do need to grind a Trader's Dagger. Does it have to be a Trader's Dagger? I suppose we could go up here. We need this Glyph Globe. Hit the Superior Vault. See if something here is better to grind for us. We're looking for anything with Toxic on it or Venomous. That looks mint. That looks even more mint. You're poisoned. You're pretty much going to be toast. Both of you are toast. That gives us a Sentinel drone. We move out of the way. You're going to be over here. Holy crap, the whole gang's here. Well, tell you what though, we can get away with this. Then one of these. 1, 2. And then we gotta deal with you. Sorry for the silence, I'm calculating here. Yep, we're good. Okay. Wanted to make sure that I stole money from him. There's rotting calzone. So does that still mean that we get rid of a trader's dagger? Lose 10 stacks of poison for an exorbitant amount of poison damage. And on top of that, we also daze enemies when we're making shielding. That's probably correct. Because that is going to pretty much double our poison damage. And now we have some defense. Now, if I was to do another grinding, it would probably be Sea Trickle to give us another will and some more crit damage. These are not doing it for me. Kinda cute. No. Not really. Like Blessed Brickstones, we aren't gonna get another double grind. I can also barely afford Blessed Brickstones. Maybe we honestly just take Trader's Dagger. Give me another one of these. That's kind of funny. Like, why? I guess we'll take this for completion. Might as well buff Laser. Help it do a little bit of damage when we have to use it. Your magma miner again, huh? A little odd, don't you think? We really didn't get a lot of crits here. A little spooky. We're gonna take some damage. All right. Come on, man. Now everyone's finally bunched up. We are getting our crits. A little bit insulting. We're actually fine here, so we'll stand here. We might as well get our drone. Yeah, we're kind of in trouble still. damage. What does that look like? Again, we really don't care about the damage that we're taking here, so we'll just go ahead and try and keep Inferno. Well, let's aim you over this way. Or you just died due to the poison. So we actually didn't take any extra turns. Look at that. Is this better than -1 will cost? Because 1 blur goes a long way with Argoloth, with all the tentacles slapping us. I think I'm feeling Blurring Quicken. Orb Thief also isn't bad. Orb Thief would be really good, actually, if we could kind of guarantee that this had a little bit more crit chance. But obviously there's no crit Augs for us to go into. The only way to raise our crit chance would be Dun's Head. Otherwise it's a 28%. 1 out of every 4 times we're going to refresh. But it's basically like a significantly better Orbonk in that regards. I'll tell you what, I kind of like unlimited movement right now with Argoloth. Make sure that we get over to the other side of the tentacles. Otherwise, this being free is also kind of nice. What with the Quicken, reduce the cooldown of anything we want down to 0. Take that. Yeah, I honestly don't know what we possibly could have done besides not bite on the poison payout, because that honestly didn't even happen until very late. Still no crits? Yeah. So when I talk in the future about how investing into crits is a late game strategy that still isn't good, I'm just saying. There's our crit. Go ahead, use this. Blur isn't going to completely protect us, but it does something. Okay. Still not quite there, huh? Okay. probably could have stolen money from somebody. Shocking core cap's kind of useless to us. That's what Rotting Calzone is doing, and it doesn't require crits. Just think about that for a second. I'll let that sink in a little bit more. Reaver would increase our... Thunderstruck Bell would increase our Reaver. Well, actually, not quite. We would have to take Thunderstruck and Controlled Explosives, liquidate them both, and then we would get an extra 25% crit damage. Doesn't really feel like it's doing it for me. We're not going to be able to get DR out of the equation. We are still not getting the -1 will. So I suppose if we're going to do that, we might as well... Well, I mean, if this is free, that reduces the cost of Expedite, or the cooldown of Expedite, which then allows us to do some shenanigans. Because do we really got to increase this damage by like another 60? Like, it'd be kind of nice, honestly, to have like 190 AoE. Be closer to around 170, but still... Like, it's a pretty good skill, even for a 2 cost. It's like 3 seismic slams stacked on top of each other. This is probably the right move, though. Now we need to open this. Let's go ahead and take a look at our shop. Triggering Frostbite with a Sentinel drone grants 10 Sentinel damage and Frostbite damage till the end of combat. Is that even good? Like, being honest with myself here? Otherwise, look at this shop. We might be able to get away with doing All's Will's Bard, but... Oh, okay. We have money. We can reroll here. So let's reroll for something like really good. Poison Heart gives us DR. I'm kind of about that. Go ahead, throw that in there. Throw Unstave in there, and now we have damage resistance plus kind of access to blur that really solves this. Or do we get rid of 2 of these? Go with something like this. I almost feel like getting rid of Hammer of the Broken Rail is probably better for that, because Hammer of the Broken Rail is like a conditional, like, for shielding. Like, take that for a bit. Like, I don't know, man. So I think we grind Hammer, a Trader's Dagger, pick up 2 Trader's Daggers. And we still honestly have some money to spend. We could reroll this, grab a blue. Shocking Core Cap. We don't want Shadow on ourselves. That's probably the one thing that we definitely don't want, especially since we don't have access to any healing here. We could probably get away with taking T for 2, but then we absolutely need to make sure that we're mugging things and getting enough money to cover it. Also, like, getting perfect health doesn't really matter. We're just trying to keep above 50. So yeah, it's probably that, to be honest, just to make sure that we make it. But then that means that we got to grind something else. Is it rotting calzone? Could be. Baylor's tongue is also over there staring at me. But really all that is just a crap ton of crit damage that we can't guarantee. So it's honestly quite ass. A 28% chance to deal double damage. Yeah, no. I think we'll take this. I kind of respect that more than a rotting calzone. Although Daze is pretty powerful. Like, that pretty much makes sure that tentacles aren't dealing any damage to us. But no, we'll just take our 3 Trader's Daggers and our tea. And we'll be on our way. We want to be over on the left side so that we have easy access at the tentacles that are within nuking distance and Argoloth at the same time. Oh yeah, that's right, you're here, aren't you? Does that mean that we actually nuke you? Possibly. I guess Sea Trickle's kind of useless here. We could have ground that up. We are fine, though. Poison damage... Oh, I guess we should have taken these. Well... Poison damage almost does our work for us. There we go. It's a real shame that these guys really don't play well with one another. There's our thievery. Might as well do that, get a drone, and then we will get another drone. Hit that. We full block. Yeah, I'll tell you what, our damage is absolutely ass right now. I would like to think that that is just Star Captain things. But at this point in the game, we've had like a lot of influence on what our build looks like. So at a certain point, you don't get to just say, just Star Captain things. And we're still not critting with an extra 10% crit chance. Would you look at that? Like I could just bop you with that. Okay, we're gonna lose the 50 because we weren't paying attention. A lot of that pretty much just came from Argoloth. Argoloth again, he's hitting right there, so now we're safe. I mean, we're gonna lose a lot of points just for missing the time objective anyways. I'm saying that that sort of makes taking damage here justified, but admittedly I'm kind of past the point of copium here. Like, it'd be nice if those crits that I invested into actually showed up. Like, I legitimately don't even know where all my damage went. Like, now we're doing 0 damage. Like, I guess all of our damage is in crits right now. What with a times 2.5 multiplier for the most part? Yeah, like... And so not getting crits is kind of a big deal. Like I said, there's not really much that we could have done about that. We did everything that we possibly could, besides reroll for more Duns heads. Yeah, 43,000, that's atrocious. I didn't even look at how many extra turns we had on Argoloth there. It felt like 6 or something. Like, pretty much lost all of our points there. Anyways, hopefully you guys were able to glean some entertainment or education out of that. If you have any feedback whatsoever, be it questions, comments, concerns, misplay alerts, be sure to put it down in the comments below. And until next time, I will catch you guys around. Yeah, I guess it was kind of a rough, like, run, because even Argia here has, like, 4.5, but 4.5 is still, like, significantly better than what we did. Like, even taking out, well, I guess if it was 5 turns against Argoloth, like, that's 3,000 points. That can't be right, because then that would mean that we were at a 46, which is also definitely not right. I don't know, man. Well, it would be 600. My apology. No, 5 would be about 50%. Huh. I really don't feel like we did that good, but yeah, I don't know. This guy up here, though, Leto, almost getting a full score. Kudos to that. Anyways, I'll catch you guys around.